don't think YouTube likes it when I turn the camera around. Oh, okay. Let's see if I can hold everybody there while I... Yeah, there we go. So, you got a really good view of my ceiling there. No idea why YouTube puts me through the frustration of trying to go live, and it keeps on ending the stream, like within, I'll say like 10 or 15 seconds of trying to go live. I don't know, but I might have found a trick. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. It's really awesome to have you guys. You might have seen on my Instagram post or my YouTube post letting everybody know I'm going live that today's theme is going to be painting with all the colors of the wind from Pocahontas. I got working on this the other day and I love it. I love everything about it. Hey, welcome back, Gamer Chick Gonna Win. Good to see you. But yeah, I am in love with this pour painting. I'm gonna have a hard time letting go of that one. There was another one that I worked on with the same cup, but I added more greens and blues. Very unique. I was able to put these outside so they had the sunshine to dry, and the top layer is dry for sure. But I'm going to still give it a few more days just to double check and make sure that, you know, there's not wet paint underneath. So here's the one that I used for my first video editing tester. Yes, this is what it looks like in full detail. Tried doing some kind of a feathering technique. I don't know, I kind of like it, but we'll see what happens. All three of those paintings all include all colors of the rainbow, and I want to carry that on with today. So I've got one canvas that's already pre-painted white, and then this one here is got the earthy tone colors in it. I have brown, gold, orange, and a color I think I'm gonna call Robin's Egg Green instead of Robin Eggs Blue. This is made up of apple barrel, gloss clover, deep blue and phthalo blue from the dollar store, and a turquoise blue from Americana. I like it a lot. Those are all of the colors that I added in there, plus a good amount of white to help lighten everything up. And yeah, I think that's going to be the main ticket right there. So I would like to try the upside down pour today. I might have to zoom the camera out a bit, or just try to lift it up so that way I don't get paint on my phone. Granted, it's paint and most all paint washes off. I'd rather not risk it. So hang tight for a second while I get things readjusted. There we go. And then I'll zoom in too far. That'll do. So here's a paint cup that I will be using from one of my previous pours. I want to try and reuse these as much as possible. And I know some people really enjoy looking at the little itty bitty details that happen when I use these pour cups and all of the different colors that I choose. Alrighty, so let's get started. Our base is white. So to mix things up, I am going to go a little bit on the thicker side with this white color. It is white house paint from when I worked at a paint store, plus some blue mica powder inside. So you see it kind of has a blue undertone to it. I'm going to start with that first. Oh dear. Paint dried, 1 second. And I said this was going to be a short a short live stream video. Okay, so truth be told, in mixing up all of my colors that I did yesterday in order to make those paintings that I showed you there, I had to shake all of those bottles up, all the bottles, all the colors in the rainbow. And tell me if this has happened to you or somebody that you know. I sprained or pulled my shoulder mixing up all of these colors. I'm going to try and rotate you around here so you can see what I was working with. How do I get, well, oh, it will. Okay, hold on tight. I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit more. And then, ooh, that's a little unstable. I'm going to zoom out. I was working on shaking up all of these yesterday. So I deserve to be sore. That's a lot of paint. Okay, now we're gonna get back to our regular position. Whoop, hello. Okay, we're not set yet. Are we? Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna zoom out. Well, thank you for joining me on that crazy and wild ride there for a second while I try something new. Let me just make sure nothing's gonna fall apart. I want a zoom bar, so that way I can just slide the little marker to how I want it. Okay, let's try this again. Good to go. Okay, white with blue undertones via mica powder. And then okay, so don't laugh at me. I love the color spectrum and I love rainbows. They make me so happy. All of the different colors and the transitions of the colors. But I'm not gonna follow the color order in the rainbow. So I am going to start out with a purple. That purple's going to be a little bit on the dense side. No paint boogers. Oh, come on, I just shook all of these yesterday. I shouldn't be dealing with that. Okay, so that purple is a little bit more on the thicker side. And then for contrast, let's go with an orange. Oh dear. Well, you know, just like with regular pour painting, paint really does have a mind of its own. So it might work for you one day, And the next is like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I don't wanna. Oh, goodness. Okay, so that was a coral pink that I made with red, brown, yellow, and actually a little bit of gold. And then we're going to add regular white to break things up. And then somehow I only have one yellow, and this is a mix of bright yellow and canary yellow. I can see needing to get more in the near future. More bottles of bright and canary yellow. Don't worry, I'm using my left arm to do this, not my right arm that I pulled. Sometimes I learn my lesson. Okay, we've got Pine Tree Green from Apple Barrel, as well as I added, let's see, where did it go? Oh yes, so that was Pine Tree Green, and then we've got Spring Green in the same bottle. Then we're going to go a little bit lighter. No messages. Okay. We're going to go a little bit lighter with the dollar store paint. Light green, which is more like a lime green. Super bright. And this is thinned out with just water. Okay, so we're missing red. I don't necessarily want to make brown. You know what? Let's go for a blue. We'll go for a sky blue. Or I guess this is turquoise, like the stone blue, so turquoise blue. And then we'll put in the red. Get a nice contrast there, maybe some more purples. The one color I don't have is a lavender, but that's on my list. Let's add just a little bit of white. Break it up again. So this white does a really good job of creating some really unique effects. That's kind of what I'm leaning on. Alrighty, let's take the brown one and we are going to set that one aside. Even though I say a lot of the times we'll see what happens, I don't really want any cross-contamination, which you might already see there, some of the purple already got on, but it's nothing I can really do about that, and that's going to be the background anyway. Okay, so what we do is take the canvas, and this already has a layer of white paint on it, so I'm going to have to kind of move quickly, flip the cup upside down, let the paint settle, cover the edges. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. I mean, I didn't put a whole lot of paint in that cup anyway, but the more colors that can pour down, the better. Okay, here we go. And let go. Break the seal and... It's like a 90s, 80s, 90s color explosion kind of like what's going on right there. This area I'm thinking houses a lot of the thicker paint. And that's why it's taken so long to kind of spread out, but let's start tilting. Well, that teal is pretty strong. I didn't use a whole lot of it. Perhaps I used too much white. You know, maybe we'll get some more bright colors. I'm glad I'm not the only one who sees 80s, 90s theme going on there. But maybe the brighter colors are just hiding on the bottom and the lighter colors are sitting on top. I've had that happen multiple times before. I really did. Maybe I did. Oh goodness. Excuse the messages. What was I saying? So a lot of the times the thinner colors like to sit on top, and then the thicker colors are just kind of resting it down at the bottom. That was the same case as with the earlier videos of the dollar store paint before I thinned it out. So if that's what's going on, then we can take a straw and blow it out. It's not quite at all what I was expecting. Now I feel like I clickbaited everybody with my first painting, because I mean, this does not look like this in the slightest. Not that you can ever really replicate something like this. That's why pour painting is so popular and unique, is you never get the same painting twice. Alrighty, I'm gonna zoom in and we are gonna blow this out. There we go. I like the purple that's in here. It's looking really nice. Maybe for one of my other videos, I'll just do like purples, pinks, reds, and white. That would be nice. All these colors really want to mix with the white. Okay, that's starting to work. think it's starting to look a little bit better. You see a person? Okay. When I upload close-ups of this picture on my Instagram account, I want you to take a screenshot and then with an editing tool, outline different things that you see and send them to me, because it's not always easy to see something that somebody else sees. Just like how you would look up at a cloud, see maybe a turtle, and then somebody sees like an octopus, you know, something different. But I would love to see the things that you see in my pour paintings. It's always so much fun doing these. Ooh, I like that spot. You know, I like that as it is, just like that. So this is where I'm gonna leave it as it is. Here's the inside of the cup. Already got some interesting things happening up there on the rim. And it looks like we still have some leftovers. I don't know if I can get that purple to transfer, but if I can, you know, let's cover up this little corner here. Whoops. Come on, focus. Thank you. I'm gonna do a dribble on these corners to try and cover them up. Maybe we'll be able to keep some of that purple. So I really don't want a whole bunch of white. Maybe in my next pour painting, I'll just keep the white to a very small amount at the minimum. Don't get me wrong, it can add some really neat effects, but I find a lot of the times it's just too thin. And so it ends up like washing out the rest of the colors. That looks a little bit better. Take care of this upper corner and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, is it just me or does that look like a foot? Right here. And then a leg. Why is there a dog barking? Why is there a foot in my painting? You know what? Oh my goodness. Okay, so the dog that you're hearing That's Copper. He's my golden lab. He's got some opinions. You know what? If I'm keeping that. If this is 80s, 90s, you know, that second dog was Checker, my border collie. I'm liking it. I'm digging it. Even though the theme was paint with all the colors of the wind, that I did. Kind of, sort of, somewhat. I think I'm, you know what? Rebranding, or not rebranding, giving us a new title. I'm calling it 80s. 80s to 90s era. Okay, on to the next one. So I think since the background on this one, we have more of the earthy tones, I am going to stick with greens, reds, browns, oranges, and yellows. And you know what? Instead of white, we will go with black. So let me get a different pouring cup, just because I don't want the white to take over again. This is the cup that I will be using. Oh yeah, I should show you guys the other cup. So this was the purple and gold cup that we just used, and wow. I like that a lot. If anything, this cup is paint with all the colors of the wind. Oh, I like it. And that's interesting. A little bit of cells going on there. Nice. So yeah, I don't want any white on this canvas. No white. So here is one of my previous pour cups. This was the one I was using when my beloved bronze paints decided to explode. Sorry, I keep on calling it bronze. This is copper. Bronze is yellow. Bronze is a yellow-green. This is copper. So yeah, the bottle was full of these little paint skins, and it all bottlenecked. So, oh well. Alrighty, let's start things off with, let's start with red. This is Scarlet from the dollar store, watered down with just regular water. The dollar store paint seems to really hold its color quite nicely. And it tends to stay brighter than Apple Barrel, or well, Americana does pretty good too. But so far, if this color stays this color when it's dry, that's a winner for me. The last few paintings that I've done, they've all been darker colors, or they're not as vibrant when they dry, sadly. And I want more color in my life. As an artist, I will never be satisfied. Okay, we just added in Nutmeg Brown from Apple Barrel. And then we're going to add the yellow. A little bit of contrast. Let's go for a watered down, thinned out orange. I wouldn't mind this one kind of flowing through everything a bit more. Oh, I hope that wasn't a paint skin. Yep, I knew it. Man, what is with all of these paint skins? I see that. Oh, there it is. Thanks. Now we're good. Oh, what was I going to say? I don't remember. Okay. With the orange, we are going to add... Let's see, I said, I didn't say anything about blues, so let's stay away from blues. Let's go for a purple. This was a purple that I made with, we've got gold. There was about 4 other colors or 4 other shades of purple that I used, all from Apple Barrel. But after adding in the gold, it really mixed beautifully. And it even left behind some of the shimmers. So that's like a bonus. Okay, we're gonna go in with Pine Tree Green. Just a little bit. And we are going to top it off with a Storm Cloud Gray that I made last night. Oh no. Shoot, that's exactly what I was trying to avoid. I'm gonna put you guys on mute, otherwise you're just gonna hear dogs barking. So hang tight. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this is a Storm Cloud Gray that I made last night. You might see it's got some shimmery flecks in there. That is from a silver that I added. I added a metallic silver. And I added black, white, 3 different kinds of blues. I added one of the purples that I've made and the silver, and I cannot wait to see it in action. Okay, for dramatic effect, let's see, I already used a whole bunch of red. You know what? Yeah, let's go with a drop of yellow. See what that does. All right, I have all of the earthy tones in there. Here is the cup. Got something happening right around the edges between the red and the orange. Ooh, that looks cool. Okay. Pre-painted canvas. Still wet. Gonna add it on top. Smush it down, flip it over. Let everything settle. And then twist, break the seal. Ooh, I'm gonna zoom you guys in a bit. There we go. Let's see what's going on right here. That's pretty cool. Everybody say hello to Miss Muffin. She's my assistant for today. Alrighty. It's a lot of that orange that I added. I'm not that upset. I like that orange. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna... Nope. Go back out. There we go. Too far. Okay. Ooh, look at that right there. That's cool. Ooh, and that purple is showing through. So on camera, this streak here looks brown. Kind of sort. Hey, Muffin. Scoot your tail. Thank you. It looks brown, but it's the orange over the purple. I really do want those other colors to show through. I might have to blow through this one as well. What's going on with that yellow? Yellow is thinning out in weird spots, almost like it's being repelled. You see what's going on there? Right here, right here. What is going on? I didn't add any white or house paint. I have a collection of house paint that I will sometimes add into my colors, but... And look at that. Right along the sides here. I mean, that's cool and all, but... I don't know, maybe I needed to shake up one of my colors. Maybe one of my colors are separating. I'm so confused. That's like literally pulling away from the canvas, but leaving behind a color. Oh, that edge is pretty. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to blow this one out too. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I kind of like it, but it makes me a little concerned. Muffin, get out of the bag. Weirdo. Okay, we've got a lot more red and yellow in the cup. I don't know, let's just add a teeny tiny little bit. Just along the sides here. If the same thing happens, I'm wondering if the paint underneath that I started with on the canvas is actually repelling the paint on top of it. And if that's the case, I gotta figure out why and how. Okay, so here is the cup. That's cool, I like that. Okay. Let's zoom in, blow it out, and see what we get. You know, all of this streakiness, what color was that? I did Pine Tree Green and the Dollar Store Spring Green. I wonder if it's that one. These streaks don't really want to move, which I'm okay with. More and more I look at it, the more it looks like lava than anything else. And this is supposed to be all earthy tones, space, etc. theme. So, yeah, I guess I'm good with it. Ooh, that's storm gray that I made. Did you just see that? Kind of floated over the rest. Oh, it's watery. Maybe that's what's causing all of the streaks. It's too watery, so everything's sitting on top of it. You know what? I'm going to stop it right there. All right. So this was an interesting pour session. Let's zoom you guys out again. So we've got 80s, 90s party with, I don't know, volcanic eruption. Ooh, I think I see a butterfly. Okay, I like that. Actually, you know, that looks too much like a person, which is okay, but I'd much rather prefer it be a butterfly. There we go. Alrighty, so we have a leg. We have a neon leg. And a butterfly. Thing. Oh, I can't wait until this dries. Alrighty, that is it for today. Even though I said today was going to be a short day, well, I guess I'm feeling better. My arm's not hurting nearly as much as it was last night. That was painful. Anyway, I will be posting updates of both of these as they dry or as soon as they are dry. And I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Let me know what other things you see other than the leg and the butterfly. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next Monday.